3 things that you should know before moving to South Florida. And I'm gonna dispel a major popular myth, which is just not true. Stay tuned. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. As you can see, today I've brought with me Silvana McFarlane.
Hi.
And today we're gonna be talking about 3 things that you should know before moving to South Florida. I'm gonna give you my 3 things, and she's gonna give you her 3 things from her perspective, so you get a 2-package deal. Be sure to stay tuned to the very end of the video because I'm going to dispel a very common myth that a lot of people talk about South Florida, which is not actually true, and I think you're going to value that. If you didn't know, my name is Joseph McFarlane. We are the broker owners of Reform Realty, South Florida Homes and Luxury Estates. And as much as I love to make these videos, we would love it even more to be able to help you with any and all of your real estate needs. So the information that you see popping up below is my direct contact information. I am the actual person who will be answering your calls, responding to your texts and emails. I love hearing from you guys. I get lots of phone calls from all over the country and in some cases, other parts of the world, simply because you saw the content on this YouTube channel, you have questions, and you want to move to sunny South Florida. Never hesitate to reach out and ask if you have any questions with regard to real estate or anything you see on this channel. I love hearing from you. Also, if you haven't already, take this opportunity right now to click the subscribe button below. Don't forget to ring the bell next to it so you can be first to be notified whenever I drop brand new content of what it's like to live in sunny South Florida. Lastly, if you love the material, don't forget to share this video with a friend or a family member who you think may benefit from it. It is my commitment to keep you educated, engaged, and entertained. Before Silvana and I jump into our individual list of 3 things that you should know, I want to point out a couple of prerequisites that could completely stop you from moving to South Florida altogether. That's really important. Silvana, can you guess what one of those things might be that somebody should consider before ever moving to South Florida?
Well, if you have pets, that is something that is very important to think about.
So guys, even though South Florida is extremely friendly to pets, you can push your dog in a stroller at the mall, you can bring them to the restaurant with you. Unfortunately, because South Florida has HOAs, that's homeowners associations, there are many limitations and restrictions on the type, the breed of pet that you are allowed to own if you reside in a community that has an HOA. For example, pit bulls, Dobermans, and Rottweilers are considered amongst what they call an aggressive breed. And as a result, you will not be allowed to own these types of breeds if you live in that community. And it comes at a major surprise to a lot of people who are considering moving here that pit bulls are completely banned from the county of Miami-Dade. And I know that's crazy. My wife and I have been pit bull owners for pretty much our entire life, and we think that they're wonderful, beautiful dogs, and they're extremely friendly around children. But unfortunately, that's the rules in Miami-Dade County. No pit bulls allowed. In Broward County and Palm Beach County, you can own a pit bull. However, the HOA will probably limit or restrict having a pit bull or a Doberman or a Rottweiler. So if you are considering moving to South Florida and you have any of those 3 breeds, that is absolutely something that you're going to want to think about and know about before coming here. Which brings us to our second prerequisite that you should know that could completely stop you from even coming to South Florida. Silvana, do you remember what that is?
Yes, it is the hot weather for some people.
Absolutely. I would highly recommend that if you're considering moving to Florida, that you should definitely visit during the summertime. Let's face it, the winter time, February, it's like 75, 80 degrees here. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's the best weather out of here anywhere, probably in the United States of America. But if you come here during the summertime, you are going to be faced with 90-degree weather, extremely humid, scattered thunderstorms, the possibility of a Category 3, 4, or Category 5 hurricane. Most people don't find it pleasurable. However, many people, especially the locals, believe it's a small price to pay to live in paradise and to go to the beach at Christmas time. So if you're thinking about moving here, I highly recommend visiting during the summertime so you can get a feel for when it's least comfortable.
Right, and see if it's the right fit for you.
Absolutely. Okay, now that we've gotten those prerequisites out of the way, I want to talk to you about our list of 3 things that you should know before moving to South Florida. Silvana, what's your first thing?
Well, the first one will be the food. There are so many different people that come from all over the world. And so with that, we have so many different types of cuisine. So you really have the chance to just go ahead and eat anywhere, whatever you feel like. So that is great.
When I first moved here almost 20 years ago, one of the first things that I realized was how culturally, ethnically diverse South Florida is. You could literally walk through a local shopping center and hear English, Spanish, Portuguese, Hebrew, right through Boca Town Square. And that is not similar to where I grew up in upstate New York, where everyone just speaks English. There's much diversity here, and as a result, you are going to see that in the cuisine, whether it's Peruvian food,
Indian, Italian, Japanese. I mean, the list goes on and on.
With cultural diversity comes diversity in cuisine, and I think that you guys are gonna love that when you visit here and when you ultimately end up staying here. I will add, I do think South Florida needs better restaurants. We just don't have enough, and coming out of COVID, a lot of restaurants got shut down, unfortunately, so hopefully we can curtail out of that and we see some better restaurants in the future. Savannah, what is your number 2 thing that people should know before they move to South Florida?
Well, definitely my number 2 is especially for people with kids. We have so many activities to do outdoors, from boating, playgrounds, water parks. There's all kinds of things to do here, and the weather, I mean, you just want to stay outside. So that is great. And even when you have your little bits of rain, you can still also have or go to the indoor playgrounds that you have. It's really great. There's so many options for, with your kids, or even if you don't have kids, with your doggy, with your significant other. So it is really a great place to live, and I love it.
South Florida is notorious for activity. We're a very active region, geographically located. Water sports including fishing, boating, jet skiing, kayaking, snorkeling, the list goes on. You can do this with your friends, your children. There's just an overabundance of things to do. It truly is a blessing. And a major reason why we are able to utilize these blessings is actually going to be your number 3 thing that people need to know.
And that is the great weather that we have here. Because even though some people may think it may be too hot, in reality, we just have the best weather all throughout, USA. So I'd rather be hot and sweaty for 5 minutes than be up in the morning shoveling snow from the car to get ready to work,
I think most people would agree with that. I'm originally from New York. I did the snow thing for a long time. After doing that for a long time, I said, you know what? I'm finished with the snow. I'm finished with the ice. I'm flying down to Funky Town. I left the Big Apple for the Pineapple. It was one of the best decisions I ever made. I met my wife. And I don't have to shovel snow anymore. We do deal with hurricanes, but again, Floridians will tell you that that is a small price to pay to live in paradise. Our weather's absolutely gorgeous. That goes without saying. Approximately 75 degrees in February, 90 degrees in the summertime, very hot, but it's something that we deal with. We spend time by the pool, we spend time indoors in the AC, we spend time at the beach or in the ocean. We manage pretty well. Savannah, thank you so much for that top 3 list. I think it's very resourceful, and I believe our viewers are gonna like it too.
I hope you guys like it.
Great. Now, let's get into my top 3 list. 3 things that you need to know before moving to South Florida. And if you haven't already, be sure to click the subscribe button below. Don't forget to ring the bell and give me a like. Share this video with your friends or family if you find it engaging, entertaining, and educational. That's our commitment to you in these video series. Don't forget, stick around to the end because I'm going to dispel a common myth that a lot of people talk about, and it's just not true. So, the first thing that you should know before moving to South Florida is that South Florida is not like the rest of Florida. It's completely different. It's apples versus pineapples. It's apples and oranges. People should not get the two mixed up. South Florida typically is identified by most South Floridians as Palm Beach County, south to the Florida Keys. Now, there are some exceptions that some people make when they talk about Martin County or St. Lucie County. St. Lucie and Martin County are also very close to South Florida, about an hour to an hour and a half driving time. The weather is very warm. They are beachfront climates, tropical climates, but they are not nearly as developed in terms of infrastructure and major cities and tourist destinations locations. While some people might say that Martin County and St. Lucie County are part of South Florida, most South Floridians are going to tell you that it's Palm Beach County, Broward County, Miami-Dade County, and Monroe County, which is the Florida Keys. That's South Florida. Not to be confused with places like Orlando, or the west coast of Florida, the Gulf Coast of Florida, or Tampa. That is not South Florida. How are they different? Well, we have the more tropical climate. We have the more tourist destinations and locations. We have the more travel hubs, including major cruise line hubs out of Fort Lauderdale and Miami, as well as some of the most beautiful beaches, the most highly desired in the world. And that's one of the many reasons why South Florida is set apart from the rest of Florida. And that's something that you should know. Okay, the number 2 thing that you need to know before moving to South Florida is this. Listen very carefully, because it could be the difference between you moving here or never getting here. If you are seeking to purchase a property in Florida and you are needing financing to purchase the property, there is only one way to do this where you will ensure a decent deal as of the making of this video, and that you will even have a chance in this insane seller's market. And that way is as follows. I have a local lender here in Florida who has been writing mortgages for the last 30 years. He has the best reputation out of any lender in South Florida. You can ask any realtor in South Florida, they will vouch for it. You must get a pre-approval from a local preferred, trusted South Florida lender. Not just anyone. They are not equal, they are not the same. I work exclusively with this lender, and if you are thinking of moving to South Florida, contact me directly and I will connect you with him, and we can consult with you on exactly how to get you from point A to new destination B on your next South Florida dream home. Do not call your local bank. Do not call your friend who is a mortgage broker. Do not do this. This will not help you in the hottest seller's market in the history of time. In fact, it's going to set you back several paces. I can't tell you how many times that I have this conversation on a regular basis with my buyer clients, of whom which, by the way, trust us to help deliver them safely into their new homes, but it can only be done with a reputable lender that delivers on super short timelines that everybody knows, likes, and trusts locally. I feel like I need to keep pushing hard on this point because it's so important, and I truly care about you meeting any and all of your real estate goals. So if that is you and you are seeking to purchase a home in South Florida and you are seeking to finance that home, talk to me first before speaking with anybody else in terms of financing the purchase. You know what? I wasn't even gonna say this. I'm just throwing this in right now, off the cuff, ad lib. She's not even expecting it. Savannah, what happens when people don't get the right lender and they attempt to get into a real estate transaction in South Florida as of the date of the making of this video? What happens?
Well, they don't even get a chance because the listing agents will get so many offers and they're gonna go ahead based on the good lenders, local lenders that make the job done.
Yeah, can't make this up. This just happened about a week ago. I posted about it on Facebook. Somebody decided to use their own lender from back north, wherever they're from. I advised them against it. I insisted to not do it. By the way, I want to specify, you may use whatever lender that you want. I am not allowed to dictate or tell you who to use for a lender, but I want to explain to you that it will be extremely advantageous if you use the best lender to get the deal done. With that said, do you remember what happened with that person who chose to use their preferred lender from back home, which was very unpreferred here in South Florida?
He couldn't commit to the timelines.
That's right.
Therefore, the deal got burst.
The deal burst? Yeah. So first of all, he couldn't commit to the timeline. He put the buyer in breach of contract. The buyer's escrow deposit, $85,000, was in jeopardy of being seized by the seller because of the buyer's breach of contract. The buyer was at risk of losing the house completely because of the breach of contract and the inability to complete the loan, all because the lender couldn't meet the timelines. There were some other things too, but for the purpose of keeping this video short, I'm just giving you the main bullet points. And so, when someone says to me, Joe, what's the worst that can happen? The answer is, you could get sued.
We don't want that.
And I don't want that to happen to you. Call us first, let us help you. You will be in great hands with our partners. And that's my second thing that you need to know before coming to Florida. Don't do it any other way. Unless you have cash, of course, different story. You provide a bank document showing the proof of funds, smooth sailing. All right, now here comes my number 3 thing that you need to know before moving to South Florida. And this is the myth that I so badly want to dispel. It's silly, it's silly. It comes from a long time ago. Here it is, you ready? And I'm not gonna offend anybody by this, and I hope I don't. It'd be silly if you were offended. But there is a little rumor going around that South Florida, Boca Raton in particular, is home to old people. And not just any old people, but like really old people. As in, it's a boring place. People just kind of go there to live out their golden years and check out and get their angel wings one day. It's not true, guys. It's not. Do we have retirement communities? Yes. Do we have old folks communities? Yes. Do people who are very wealthy and who are ready to retire move here regularly? Yes. We have all of that. And it's been like that for a very long time. And the truth is, about 20 or 30 years ago, the statistics regarding that demographic were true. That was an accurate way of describing what South Florida looked like. However, in the last 2 decades or so, the demographic has completely shifted. In fact, you're going to be surprised to find that the majority of people who live in South Florida, Boca Raton specifically, are between the ages of 25 years old and 55 years old, which is pretty young, all things considered. In fact, those numbers are exactly as follows. According to a recent demographic study, the average age of 25-year-old to 34-year-olds is 10%. The average age of 35-year-olds to 44-year-olds is approximately 16%. The average age of 45-year-olds to 54-year-olds is 15%, and the average age of 55-year-olds to 59-year-olds is 6.4%. You will be very surprised to find out that as you go higher in age, the percentages continue to go down. So what does that tell us? That tells us that South Florida, although it's rumored to be home to only the old people, we can now see that that's not true.
And the truth shall set you free!
When you come here and visit, and you go to the beach, and you hit the restaurants, and you go shopping, take a look around, lots of families, lots of children, lots of young business professionals in their mid-40s. In fact, the biggest age group is 35-year-olds to 44-year-olds at 16%. So South Florida, even though you may have heard different, is young, is vibrant, and you can even say the same for Boca Raton. That's where these numbers came from. All right, folks, so there you have it. That is our top 3 and 3, 6 altogether, things that you need to know before moving to South Florida. We gave you a couple of prerequisites, and I dispelled a popular myth, which is just not true. I hope you found this information to be entertaining, engaging, and educational. We look forward to hearing from you very soon. We wish you many blessings.
Hi, guys.